All right. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Come on in, friends. It's so good to be back before you today. Type in freedom now. We are in a new year. Okay, the old is behind us, although we're still obviously dealing with a little bit of the old from 2025, but the old is behind us, guys. And I'm excited to be with you today. Type in freedom now. It's so good to be here. I'm LaToya McBean Pompy, an immigration lawyer in New York, working with clients nationwide at McBean Law, where we believe in immigration freedom. But also, experience matters, guys. Experience matters in addition to peace. You have to, when you hire a firm, guys, when you hire a lawyer to handle your complex immigration case, you need that peace of mind as well. So experience matters, and you will find peace here at McBean Law in addition to experience. It's so good to see you guys. Type in Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. We're going to be saying Happy New Year for a good while now because we are calling that into being. Friends, we're reachable at McBean Law at 914-898-9488. And give me some hearts as you're joining today on TikTok. Welcome. Instagram, welcome. McBean Immigration TV and Facebook. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so good to see you guys. I see that Los Angeles is in the house. Excellent. If you're joining today for the first time live with me, just say, this is my first time live with you. Hello, Happy New Year to you. Kerwin, good to see you. Good to see you guys. Let me know who else is in the house. I know that LA is here. Ohio is in the house. Thank you so much, Tracy. It's good to see you. Thank you to all of the familiar faces. Kevin, thank you so much for being here. He says, prosperous New Year to all. That's right. We have so much to discuss today, guys. There's a lot of catching up to do. Houston is in the house. Someone is joining for the first time in California. Alimano, good to see you. Can you represent us in Texas? Someone is asking. Yes, Florida's in the house. Dallas is in the house. Arizona, double tap the screen. Guys, bring your excellent energy and your good vibes. We have both good and bad news to talk about today. Okay, so I'm going to just tackle all of the bad. We're going to get into the bad first, and then we're going to end with some very good news and also immigration questions. Delaware is here. Maryland is here. Awesome. South Carolina, excellent. Good to see you guys. And we work nationwide, guys. We are a full-service immigration law firm. We work nationwide with folks, all 50 states, and we represent clients in many different countries as well. Okay, Chicago is here. Good. Massachusetts, excellent. So reach out to us if you have an immigration problem that you need help with. Again, we can be reached at 914-898-9488, and we're back, and we're excited to work with you this year. All right, so let's talk about the first big news, okay? And it has to obviously do with Venezuela, guys. Venezuela. We all saw what happened this weekend where with respect to U.S. airstrikes in Venezuela and the capture of President Maduro. And so the question now is, and he's in Brooklyn, New York. And so the question now is, how does these geopolitical events impact Venezuelans here in the United States? Certainly, I think, I think it creates some degree of uncertainty among Venezuelans who are here in the United States, because as you guys know, our government ended TPS for Venezuela in 2025. And then they recently added Venezuela to the partial travel ban list, which means that all of their applications that are pending at USCIS, they're paused right now. And then the other issue is obviously those who are outside of the United States and Venezuela trying to get into the U.S. Most folks are restricted from getting a visa. And so there's some uncertainties right now involving, well, what is the administration going to do considering that we are now in Venezuela? Okay, the United States is in control, I think, and it's obvious, of Venezuela. And yesterday, Secretary Kristi Noem was on Fox News, and she made a major blunder, major blunder, in which she spoke the truth. She actually allowed the truth to come out of her mouth, and she said that Venezuelans here in the United States who have TPS, who were under TPS, well, they now have an opportunity to apply for refugee status. She says every individual that was under TPS has the opportunity to apply for refugee status. Venezuela today is more free than it was yesterday. We need to make sure that our programs actually mean something and that we're following the law. Okay, so when she made this major blunder and said what she said to provide hope and opportunity to Venezuelans here in the United States, DHS, then her agency that she runs, said that, wait a minute, that's not what she said. She didn't say that. I'm just trying to pull it up here on my end. She didn't say that. This is not what Secretary Noem said. President Trump is bringing stability to Venezuela and bringing to justice an illegitimate narco-terrorist dictator who stole from his own people. Secretary Noem ended TPS for more than 500,000 Venezuelans, and now they can go home to a country that they love. That is what DHS said on X. They backtracked because she said, you guys can go out and apply for asylum now. You could seek refuge here in the United States. So I think right now the administration is trying to figure out what its policy will be, immigration policy regarding Venezuelans. Double tap the screen. Thank you guys so much for being with me here on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. Thank you so much. Thank you. So it's uncertain, guys, what the policy will be going forward, but obviously we're staying attuned to what's going on there, what's going on with Venezuela and immigration policy. Now, today is January 5th, 2026, and on January 1st, the new travel ban went into effect. Okay, the new travel ban, which expanded the number of countries that are fully restricted and then those that are partially restricted. All of those new restrictions are in place. They went into effect on the 1st of January. And so, guys, we'll talk a little bit more during the Q&A about what that means for you, but just keep in mind that I also have videos out there on YouTube that explains what these countries are, what the travel ban is, and who it applies to and who it doesn't apply to. So go back and watch those December videos on YouTube. But the travel ban is in effect now. It started on January 1st. Now, USCIS, remember we left 2025. We left off in 2025 saying that USCIS had not yet paused or made a statement indicating that they're going to pause the applications for individuals who are from all of the 39 countries, right? We knew certainly they had paused the applications for individuals who were on the first original travel ban list from several months ago. They have since officially came out now with their January 1st memo called Hold and Review of USCIS Benefit Applications Filed by Aliens from Additional High-Risk Countries. Okay, additional high-risk countries. So this memo does three things. Number one, it placed on hold all pending applications. It says from aliens listed in the presidential proclamations, and it lists the various proclamations. They're pending a comprehensive review, regardless of the entry date. What this means is that all 39 travel ban countries currently, there's still, obviously there's litigation. Some lawyers have filed various lawsuits, and we're all waiting to see how those are going to work out. But right now, USCIS is not moving forward on applications. It says all pending applications, benefit applications. So this does include also naturalization, the green card, anything, and all applications for all of these 39 countries. They are going to conduct what they are considering a comprehensive review of these cases. The second thing that this does, the memo does, is it says conduct a comprehensive review of all policies, procedures, and screening and vetting processes for benefit requests for aliens from countries listed in the presidential proclamation, which expanded it to 39 countries. So they're going to go back and look at their own policies to see, does this make sense? Does that make sense in light of the changes? Okay. And then the third thing that it does, and guys, you got to hear this one clearly. Okay. Hopefully I could say it clearly as well. Conduct a comprehensive re-review of approved benefit requests implicated in the proclamation that were approved on or after January 20th, 2021, which is the date that Joe Biden took office. So they're going to go back and look at those approved cases, those approved asylum cases, approved green card cases, approved cases dating back to January 20th, 2021 to decide who are we going to call back in for an interview, whose case are we going to reopen, how are we going to proceed? Did we miss anything when we approved the case years ago or even last year? Did we miss something? So that's what they're saying here that they're going to do. And this expands to all of those 39 countries, those new ones. Nigeria is on that list, Sierra Leone, and all these other countries, many of which are African countries. So that's going on. Guys, type in freedom now as you're coming on. Type in freedom now. We're still about freedom in 2026 and about peace. Freedom and peace. Because 2025 tried to rob us of our peace. But so we're going to be focusing a lot on peace this year, okay? So get some good legal help, guys. Get some good legal help if you're from one of those 39 countries. Get some good legal help to see whether it makes sense to sue the government, to file a mandamus, to force them to do something in your case, because they promised that they were going to process your case. They promised that it was over when they approved you of that case, that green card or naturalization. That's it, right? So now they're going to do this re-review of a comprehensive re-review of approved cases. I have not yet heard. I did query my colleagues earlier. I haven't heard from them yet. I have not heard about folks out there who are getting notices or letters from USCIS stating that we need you to come back in, although you're now a U.S. citizen or you're now a green card holder. I haven't heard that yet, but I am going to continue to keep my ears open to see if when that re-review process actually means that they're pulling people back in for another interview. And if I ever get any letters like that or notices from the government, I will certainly share some of those with you. If it's for anyone here, of course, it will be redacted, but so that you will see what's going on and what those notices or letters look like. If anyone has gotten anything like that, certainly share some of the experience that you've had so far with this whole re-review process by USCIS. All right, so that's what's going on. And then, guys, and this is the last bad news. This lady here, you guys cannot see my screen, but the screen, I have a photo of Florida Representative Ana Paulina Luna, Luna, the first Mexican American woman elected to the United States Congress to represent Florida, a young woman. Raised by a single mother in Southern California, Anna's tough upbringing taught her the importance of hard work and grit. Now, this lady, that's what's on her website, her official government website. Now, what has she done? She's actually talking about introducing legislation to place a moratorium on immigration. to pause, to stop immigration, okay, temporarily. A Republican lawmaker, Representative Luna, has announced plans to introduce legislation that would temporarily pause immigration to the United States, signaling a possible expansion of efforts to sharply restrict both legal and undocumented migration. And she intends to introduce this moratorium, this legislation, when Congress returns, arguing the system is broken. The system is broken, so therefore let's stop it. Let's stop it and do a review and figure out why it's broken, where it's broken, how to fix it. And now, if it's you guys, you know that immigration has been broken for a good while, for very many years. So now, how long do you think this is going to take to stop and review and try to fix? So she says here that the system, that everything needs to be paused to allow for a full overhaul. Okay. And then, you know, we have other legislation out there that we've discussed called the Pause Act to also stop immigration for a good while, except for those who are seeking a tourist visa to come to the United States. They would be able to do so under that Pause Act. And so you in this 2026, guys, expect more of this. Expect more of this. They chose her. Chosen first Mexican American woman elected to the United States Congress to represent Florida, to be the one to introduce legislation to place a moratorium on immigration. I will be sure to keep you guys posted on any legislative movement related to any significant movement that I think is worth talking about. Okay, I'll keep you guys posted. Now let's get over into the land of some good news. Okay. Good news, TPS. You guys heard that a judge, a federal judge, always a federal judge involved in these types of things, has voided the decision to end TPS for 60,000 individuals from Honduras, Nepal, and Nicaragua. Okay, so that's good news. You know, a lot of what I'm going to share on the good news side could very well be temporary, so just keep that in mind. A federal judge in California has blocked the Trump administration's attempt to terminate TPS for approximately 60,000 immigrants from Honduras, Nepal, and Nicaragua. The judge found that the Department of Homeland Security failed to properly assess ongoing challenges in those three countries, and that DHS violated federal law in its effort to revoke protections that allow TPS holders to live and work legally in the United States. So Nepal, TPS for Nepal, you know, and the other two countries, Honduras and Nicaragua, were scheduled to end last year, August and September of last year. So they are going through the litigation process. They're going to pause things, so to speak, during this litigation. And also, friends, similar news has to do with TPS in South Sudan. A judge in Massachusetts temporarily blocked the Trump administration from ending TPS for South Sudanese nationals. The judge granted an emergency administrative stay, finding that allowing TPS to expire before a full court review would cause immediate and irreparable harm to these individuals, because South Sudan has ongoing conflict and humanitarian problems there, crisis actually. So we're keeping a watch over these two actions. I haven't heard anything. I did a quick research about Haiti. I haven't seen any news yet related to Haiti. All right. So let's keep hope alive, right? And then lastly, the last good news has to do with the fact that the judiciary is really keeping it together, guys. The judiciary on the federal side is keeping it together here in the United States. Hundreds of judges reject Trump's mandatory detention policy. Remember that policy that said it doesn't matter how long you've been in the United States. If you had entered the country without inspection and you're detained by ICE, you're going to be there without bond, and that's it. You're not going to be released until an immigration judge makes a decision regarding your case. Well, a whole lot of judges across the United States, more than 300 judges from across the political spectrum, have ruled against this policy in over 1,600 cases. These judges have ordered releases or bond hearings and criticize the administration for undermining due process and for the unjustified detention and inhumane treatment of immigrants, many of whom are not charged with crimes. And so the court has pushed back aggressively with regard to this issue. And since we're talking about good news, of course, I have to share with you that along these lines, yesterday, we shared with our subscribers to our email list. Get on our email list if you have not yet subscribed. Go to McBeanlaw.com/subscribe and subscribe. But yesterday, we shared the story involving our Nigerian client who is now free from removal after an immigration judge approved our motion to dismiss. He had his first master calendar hearing scheduled for December. He came to us in September of 2025, and we quickly got to work, and the judge approved the motion to dismiss to take him out of the removal system entirely so that he could continue his case at USCIS. So he entered the United States in 2010 as an F1 student, and he's actually a medical. He actually went to medical school here. He married a U.S. citizen in those early days, and she filed for him. He adjusted his status, and he got the 2-year green card. But things got so messy, as they normally do in some cases, messy during the I-751 removal of conditions process. The wife became very abusive, and he had to do the process on his own, the waiver. And unfortunately, he faced multiple denials over the years, and his conditional residency status was terminated. And then in 2019, USCIS issued a notice to appear, but his case was actually not it wasn't docketed in the court system until 2023. So they placed him they issued the notice back in 2019 to place him in removal, he hadn't heard anything from any court, nothing. And so he moved on with his life. He married again, and he became a stepfather, and the new wife filed for him. That case was approved, and then he heard the news that, oh my God, I have a hearing coming up, and he came to us, and thankfully we were able to get him out of this removal system. This is a tricky, complex process, guys. Do not sit on it. 2026, more people will be placed in removal, but do not fear. Do not fear. For some of you, there is a way to get you out, but you have to act very quickly, and do not wait until the last minute. I would argue he waited until the last minute, but he didn't get his notice of the hearing date until the last minute. So we worked with him, and we're so glad that he is out of removal. Now, the big next fight for him is certainly at USCIS, because he is Nigerian, and his adjustment of status process there will be held up until either a mandamus allows him to get his case processed, or there's some sort of injunction on this pause, okay, at USCIS. Guys, that's the news. Let's go into if you have stories, share, and I will try my best to bring it up as well. Let's go. TPS is, from what I understand, for Venezuela, TPS ended for Venezuela. I'm still waiting on some more news related to what this administration is going to do with Venezuela. Someone is asking, is there any news for the full ban country? Any news? Aside from what I've just shared with you, the fact that, let's see if I could get this up here. The full list. Okay, here we go. aside from the fact that USCIS is now placing everyone's application on hold, the new people, the new countries, the additional 19 countries, that's really it. And I've placed on the screen here this chart so that you guys can see those countries. Thank you. Someone says, my master hearing tomorrow is tomorrow. I'm so worried. What should I do? It's an asylum case. You should get off this live session and go prepare yourself for your hearing tomorrow. Make sure that you're clear on your facts. Make sure you're clear. Stay off TikTok today. Stay off. Prepare yourself, and especially your declaration. Know exactly what facts you had shared with the government in your declaration. You will be questioned, okay, by the government. So hopefully by now you would have prepared yourself through your attorney. Make sure there's no inconsistencies, all right, across the board. And if the judge does not approve your case, just know that you have the right to appeal that decision. But your appeal needs to be filed within 30 days. Okay, let's see. I'm still trying to sort out the issues with respect to the work permits for these travel ban countries. I think they are all paused. Everything is paused. Sierra Leone is on the travel ban list. Someone is asking. Yes, it is on the travel ban list. It's on the fully restricted list, not even the partial, but the full list. Thank you, guys. Let's see. Has anything changed on the I-601A waiver side of things? Should people be worried about being taken when they're doing biometrics for the I-601A? So I don't think that you should be worried. There's not, I have not heard a whole lot of activity going on with respect to arresting people, detaining people when they go in for biometrics for things like the 601A waiver. Let's see, Freedom Now, guys. Has anything changed with removal orders for minors? Not that I've seen, no, not that I've seen. This government is still doing some very cruel things, including placing minors in removal. Has anything changed on PIP based on marriage? So unless you're talking about military PIP, I have not seen any changes with regard to military PIP. Is there a way to reach you? I live in Maryland. Yes, you could go to our bio. You'll see the phone number there, but it's 914-898-9488. I'm going to take this off the screen so that it's less distracting. Freedom Now. Good to see you, Suliana. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you, Karen. And Happy New Year to you. All right. Happy New Year. My brother is under custody. It's been 7 months now with immigration. I hope he has an attorney helping him to figure out whether he could get out. If not, you could reach out to us for an appointment. Let's see. Let's go down. Freedom and peace. That is right. The twin. This is the power twin this year. Power twin. Freedom and peace. Last year, oh my goodness. We had a bad time with immigration. Okay. My F1 visa, first, I think you're in the first preference category. You say here, my F1 visa, I'm still waiting for it. All my documents are ready at the NVC. I've been waiting for 3 years now for an appointment in Poland. Well, the question is your priority date current? Because once your priority date becomes current, that's when the embassy will be able to get you your date for an interview. All right, peace now. Oh, we might steal that. I've got to talk to our marketing people about that. That might be a little bit too much, right? But I like that. Thank you for that, Laura. Peace now. All right, let's go. Freedom Now, guys. Thank you. Let's go. I don't know what this person means about a social security number. Let's see. 4 months out of status and waiting for the marriage case to process. If you're married to a U.S. citizen, the government will look the other way, okay? Look the other way with regard to your overstay. So don't worry too much. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. And if USCIS tries to do anything to you during your interview, like detain you for that type of reason, there's a way to get you out because the agency is doing something contrary to its own policies. So work with an attorney if that, have your spouse work with an attorney. Let's see, Freedom Now, guys. Freedom Now. Okay, let's go down here. I'm not so DACA, someone is asking, where's that question again about DACA and the travel ban? I thought I saw a question about, oh, here it is. How does this affect DACA recipients? If one happens to be from a partially travel ban country. So the government did say in the memo that I pulled up earlier, Adam, that all benefit applications are paused, that they're not going to, I wonder if I could pull that up again and just read that to you. Let's see, is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. It says they're going to place a hold on all pending benefit applications for aliens from any of those travel ban countries, regardless of when you came into the United States. So it says on all. So I believe, any DACA renewal will be part of that. And we're still waiting on news related to initial applications when things are going to open up for initial filings. So stay tuned for that information. Let's see. If I leave the United States with my U.S. citizen children in the future, when they come back to the United States, can my U.S. citizen children file for me to come back to the United States? So they will always be U.S. citizens, right? And so the issue there is the one who will file for you will need to reestablish him or herself back here in the United States, take up domicile here in the U.S. again, and file for you, and you should be fine and get a green card through that child. Thank you. Someone is asking what's going on. Christine, I covered a whole lot of news. Go back and watch the replay once this live session is over. Thank you so much for being here. What about cases in immigration court? Does it mean that those cases from aliens from one of those 39 countries will head out faster, be deported faster? Harrison is asking. Harrison, I have not seen anything to suggest that they are prioritizing the deportation in a faster way, okay? In a faster way for individuals from those countries. The deportation process is still very slow. Removal is still very slow. So it is slow. And if you have an option in immigration court, that's good. That's good news, despite the fact that you're from a travel ban country. Great question, though. Really like that question. Okay, let's go down. I've answered the question about DACA already and the travel ban. I have a pending I-751 for over a year. Can I apply for the N-400? Nigeria has a partial ban. You could still submit your application, but everything, just so you know, including the I-751, is paused. It doesn't stop the clock, though, with respect to one's ability to apply for naturalization once you reach that early naturalization mark. Thank you. Thank you, Freedom Now. Let's go down. Thank you. Double tap the screen on TikTok. Thank you. Someone says, I'm Venezuelan with DACA status. Can I apply for asylum? Speak with an immigration attorney one-on-one to see whether an asylum case makes sense for you. You know, it sounds like you have been in the United States for an incredibly long time, but there are changed conditions in Venezuela. As you could see, our government, as discussed earlier, our government is arguing it both ways with respect to whether Venezuelans can apply for asylum or not. Christy Nome said, yes, you guys have that opportunity now to seek asylum. But then the DHS quickly backtracked and said, oh, she didn't say that, when it's on video. And we all know what we heard on Sunday. Okay, let's go down a little bit. Is ICE still profiling people in California? I haven't heard about, a few months ago, several months ago, actually, September, during the summertime and in the early part of the fall, there was a lot of activity going on in California regarding ICE. I personally haven't seen a whole lot of those videos these days, and I don't know if it's because of the algorithm on the platforms that I use, but things are still happening, of course. Things are definitely still happening, but I don't think it's as bad as it was several months ago. I could be wrong. If anyone is from California and you're seeing something different, please share. Please share. Let's see. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Good to see you guys. A green card. How long can a green card holder stay outside of the United States? It's advisable not to stay out longer than 6 months on any given stay. And if you do need to stay outside longer than that, certainly you could apply for a reentry permit. You must apply for a reentry permit if you do plan to stay out longer than a year, though, and get that permit approved before you leave the United States. In my opinion, when will they reopen the diversity visa lottery? I don't think anytime soon. I really don't. Let's see. Can I change my status without marrying? I came to the United States on a work visa, the H-2B visa, Renee is asking. Renee, it might be possible for you to change your status or adjust your status. I think what you're asking there is for long-term stay, which would be the green card. You would need to be eligible under a humanitarian process, or you might even be eligible under a family process through a parent or an adult U.S. citizen, son or daughter, can file for you. You should, do a little research on the different pathways to a green card. And after you do that research, if you think that, oh, I might fit into one of these categories, then you could make an appointment with an attorney and see whether you're correct about that or not. Okay. Freedom now, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go down here. Green card holders are exempt from the travel ban policies. Can a green card holder still travel? Is it to Jamaica? Is it safe? Someone is asking on TikTok. Yes, green card holders can travel to Jamaica. Someone says, I heard that this year there will be more workplace raid taking place. Is that true? I read the same thing, Johnny. I read the same thing that that the agents that ICE is planning on looking at companies and conducting more workplace raids. They ran into that major embarrassing snafu involving that Hyundai plant in Georgia, in which the government had to literally fly. The governor and his wife flew all the way over to South Korea and literally begged them, please come back, please come back. So that happened, and so the government retreated from conducting the big raids. So, but I have heard through the same sources you're looking at there that these raids are coming to companies. So companies need to be prepared. There are some things that companies can do. I don't think do we have a blog? We might have some information on our website, on our blog, through the blog pages involving businesses. I don't quite remember. Can you represent, so you could just go to our website, mcbeanlaw.com/blogs, and see if we do or not. Can you represent someone's case in Miami? Stanley is asking. Yes, Stanley. Yes, we have clients in Florida. Let's see. Thank you. Thank you. I'm renewing I'm renewing DACA, and I'm going in for biometrics. Should we be worried with this administration? Mary's asking. I don't think you should be worried, Mary. You should be fine. Let's see. My Venezuelan wife was denied. Sierra 1 visa on January 2nd. On January 2nd, that was Friday, in Bogota. Should I seek your services to try to see what can be done, or is the only option is to wait until the restrictions are removed? Let's see. Your country, that's Colombia, right? I think. If it's a travel ban country and it's a family-based petition, give me a second here. I need to pull something up here. If it's a okay, I need help. Let's see. Help. So if it's a family-based petition, and you're thinking that, okay, I'm going to make an argument related to national interest, you've got to understand that that's going to be a very difficult one to make, okay? A very difficult one to make. You could still speak with an immigration attorney, okay? Still speak with an immigration attorney to see whether it's possible for you. Let's go back here. Yeah, but your country is not. Yeah, Colombia is. That's what I needed to check. I needed to be certain that Colombia is not on the travel ban list. Okay, I don't see it on the partial or on the fully restricted list. So something else happened there, and we're happy to talk with you about what that could very well be and how to bring your wife to the United States. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Let's go. Freedom now. Seek peace. Seek experience. Work with an immigration attorney, guys, on your case who knows what they're doing. Okay, someone says, I have a master calendar here next month in Maryland. Any advice? Neha is asking. Be prepared. This is just your master calendar hearing, so show up. Go to every hearing. That's number one. Number two, hire an attorney to help you to see whether you have any relief that you could offer to the court to keep you in the removal system, and to meaning that you're arguing that I have a way forward for permanent residency, and here's that way, here's that application. You want to get that clarity before you go to that hearing, but the judge is not just going to issue a removal order at that hearing, so don't be afraid that that's what's going to happen. It won't happen that way for you. If you're putting forward an asylum case, be prepared, however, for the DHS attorney to try to make an argument to close out your asylum case even before that hearing, and block your opportunity to even bring your case before the judge and to get a decision on your case. DHS is aggressively moving in removal proceedings to stop people from taking their asylum case all the way until the end. So be sure that you have a good asylum case with good evidence, not just a bare bones asylum case that you're filing with the court, because if it's just bare bones, then it's easy for DHS to say, oh, look, see, there's nothing there. There's no substance, there's no pathway, there's no real argument. This doesn't look like it should be in court. Let's get it off the docket. So you don't want that to happen. And we've had that happen, and we were successful with stopping it. So just be aware of these things, okay? Be aware of these things. Asylum applications are paused at this time, yes. Under the earlier USCIS memo that we talked about a couple of months, was it maybe in November, they have paused all of these asylum applications at this time, regardless of the country of nationality. Let's go down. Freedom now, freedom now. If you had applied for a green card and your case was denied and you were placed in removal, act swiftly, guys. The USCIS is being very aggressive with placing people in removal who have a denied green card case. Do not sit on it. Do not wait. Just move very, very quickly to get the help that you need. All right. Francis says, this is my first time joining. Welcome, Francis. I kind of wish I had my mixer connected here where I could have just had all the cheer. Yay, welcome. But I don't have that set up here at the office. It would be kind of weird if I did. It's set up at home though. All right, let's go. Thank you for being here. U-Visa is still taking a very long time, 7 to, for some people, even 10 years. They're very slow with these humanitarian cases these days in particular. Happy New Year, Chuck. Thank you so much. Yeah, another question about, I have a master hearing coming up at the end of this month, but the judge got fired last month. What should I do or expect? Well, pay attention, actually. I'm getting a lot of questions about removal. That's what I started off by saying. A lot of removal questions. This one, the judge is fired. And what should I expect or do? Well, you can't do anything, but pay attention to your docket date. Stay plugged in by calling that 800 number, and also check in online with your alien number to see if there are any changes with your hearing date. Because if the judge was fired, they might be, obviously they have to shuffle things around behind the scenes, and so you might very well get a new hearing date, or they might still keep it and honor it. I don't know, but anything's possible. So just stay in the know and keep track of that hearing date, okay? Don't just rely on getting a hearing notice in the mail, because if you have a lawyer on record for you, the lawyer is going to be the only person to get notice of that hearing. So you be proactive and you stay glued to the EOIR automated system online with your A number to see if there are any changes with your hearing date. The location will remain the same. Okay. Let's see. Okay, why are individuals in California being asked to report to ERO in person, which is ICE, in person, instead of completing the remote slash self check-ins? Is it recommended or necessary to attend these in-person ERO appointments with an attorney? Yes, I do think you should go with an attorney to that appointment, to your next check-in with ICE. Some people are still doing the self-check-ins, though. I can't say, okay, in California, that I don't know. I don't know what's going on out there, whether there has been any policy changes. But certainly the government is looking to detain more people, and one of the strongest ways that they are able to accomplish this is when you come in, right? When you come in, it makes it a lot easier for them. But be careful, because some of these ICE agents are improperly revoking your order of supervision, and that's a problem. That's a constitutional problem that could allow you to be released if they were to detain you. But I don't know about any policy changes there in California. Thank you. Thank you. Freedom now. Are they deported naturalized citizens who committed misdemeanor? No. No, they're not. But I did read somewhere that they're targeting Somalis now for denaturalization. So if you are a Somali and you somehow find out that you're involved in some civil process in federal court, do not ignore it. Do not ignore it. Even if you don't understand it, immediately speak with an immigration attorney. You could speak with us. We are consulting with people on this issue regarding denaturalization. Speak to someone. Do not ignore it. Also, guys, if you get a notice, a fine from the government for $1.8 million or $2.3 million or $3,000 because you have a removal order, a final removal order, and you're still here in the United States, do not ignore that either, because if you ignore it, the next strong step the government is taking is they're going directly to your employer with a wage garnishment action against you. This is all happening. This is really happening. So take these things seriously. Reach out to us. We'd be happy to help you navigate these issues. Okay. Someone is providing an update about California and ICE. She says, Ella says, yes, things are still happening here in Southern California, but not as bad as it was in the summer. Thank you. Thank you for that. Any news about Haitian TPS? I know, Pierre, and I did mention earlier, I shared good news related to Honduras, Nepal, Nicaragua, and South Sudan, but I haven't heard anything yet about Haiti. Okay, let's go. Okay, I saw that. I answered that already. Oh, she's Venezuelan. Oh, the Bogota embassy is the designated one for Venezuelans at this month. Thank you so much for the clarification, Kevin, because I was a little confused, obviously. It's a travel ban issue. It's, like I said earlier, it's going to be hard to make an argument related to the national interest, but you could still get an appointment so that we could learn a little bit more about the facts. Is it possible to change the date for an ICE appointment? Yes, it is possible to request, and we've done that several times for some clients. It is possible to say to them that here's the reason, here's what's going on, and here's why I can't make this appointment. Can you please give me a different date? Okay? Yes. But don't wait until like it's the 11th hour to do that, okay? Don't wait until the 11th hour. All right. Come on in. Guys, and type in freedom now and say Happy New Year and where you're watching from. We're going to be wrapping up momentarily. Let's see. Can't read that. It's way too long. Let's go ahead. Let's go here. Freedom Now, Chin. Good to see you. Check the January 2026 visa bulletin to see what advancements have been made to those family-based categories. Someone is asking a question about what legal arguments can be made in response to an appeal regarding age out issue regarding F2A category. You speak one-on-one with an attorney about that, okay? What's the price to do adjustment of status as an international student? This is a marriage green card case. Have a consultation and we'll discuss the fees with you. We only discuss our legal fees during a consultation. The 6-month rule of stay in the U.S. for green card holders, is that 6 months? Is that 6 consecutive months? So do not stay outside of the United States green card holder for longer than 6 consecutive months unless you get a re-entry permit. Okay. Let's see. Any update as petitioner for an I-130, expecting an interview date? So interviews, believe it or not, the government is turning around still in a very fast way of sending interview notices to couples who apply for the marriage green card. Some people are still getting a very quick interview notice, like the next month or in 2 months later. But I'm expecting things to slow down because the government said everything will be slowing down because they're doing this re-review and comprehensive review of all these different cases for people from those 39 travel ban countries. Focus on your case, focus on your evidence, continue to get, even after you've filed your marriage green card case, continue to gather evidence, fresh evidence that you could bring with you to your interview to show that you're in a bona fide, genuine marriage. So continue to assemble your utility bills, your bank statements, your screenshots of your text messages, photographs from the holidays. Just continue to put everything together, new evidence that you could bring with you to your interview. And then also, I have a course that you can take to prepare yourself once you get your interview notice. Take my course. It's for 1 hour. And so you sit down with your partner and go through all of those questions and different videos that I filmed for you guys in my interview prep course. Happy New Year, Susan. We've made it to 2026. Some people didn't make it in, right? We made it. I made it. We're still here together. Syria. Someone is asking about Syria. Syria is on the full travel ban list, and this person has a pending case at USCIS. They are still holding it up during this time, but again, speak one-on-one with an attorney to see whether a mandamus makes sense for your case. Let's see. Public charge. I'm from, Omar says, I am from Atlanta. I passed my N400, I think that's what you're asking here, interview last year, November, and I'm from Somalia. What is your advice? So you passed your interview, and let's see something here. That Somalia, the application, including the N400 application for travel ban country Somalia, is paused at this time. But again, a mandamus, get very aggressive, guys. Get very, very aggressive. How much is your consultation fee? It's $399 for me, $300 for my other colleagues. I went on my interview for my green card since October 3rd, 2024. I haven't heard anything until now. What do you think about this? Monique is asking. I think that's an unreasonable length of time for the government to have you on hold, waiting for a decision. Contact us for us to go a little deeper with you to see whether we should do the mandamus lawsuit for you so that you can get something from the government. Hopefully it will be an approval. I don't know. We don't know the merits of your case quite yet, but certainly you deserve to get that next step completed by immigration. It's way too long now, so don't wait any longer. I filed a family petition, I-130 in 2015 in New York. I'm Jamaican. Do you know what year is being processed now? So it depends on your category. Who filed for you? Who petitioned for you? Because that's what's really going to determine how quickly the government is going to handle your case. Thank you. Freedom Now, Freedom Now. We will try to get some timestamps on as you guys know, we're doing a lot better these days with how we're presenting our information on YouTube to you. So just know that in another few hours, we'll have timestamps so that you'll know exactly where to go in the video for the various topics. So just give our team some time to do the work that they do. All right. Thank you. Someone says, this is my first time here all the way from Nigeria. Welcome. Thank you so much for being with us. Antigua is also on the list. Hello there. Thank you. Guys, we're here for you at McBean Law. We're going to wrap up now. And I'm still trying to figure out some things with my schedule this week. This is the first week back to work after a few days off. So give me some time to get things going again. And but we're here for you. Our phone lines are open. Our team is here. We're working and we're getting things done for our clients. Go to McBeanLaw.com/success to read about the 52 stories we shared during 2025. And the first story that we shared on Sunday, the first success story from 2026, it's out. It's on our website about our Nigerian client who the government placed in removal. And he had a hearing coming up in December, and we were able to help, by the grace of God, to get his case dismissed, which is harder and harder to do these days, okay? So experience matters. So focus on experience when you're seeking an attorney, and find peace at McBean Law. That's what this is all about. Guys, we're reachable at 914-898-9488. Be sure to share this video with your feed and with others, because you never know who needs this information. I'll be back before you guys this week. We'll try to give you some heads up. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Threads. We're on Threads too. So follow us there, and you'll get some updates about my next live session. Thanks so much for being with me, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.